Michael, could you explain how your law firm goes about hiring, firing, and paying, and how you use testing to make those critical decisions?
My father-in-law, who was one of my mentors, Steve Radom, told me back in the day that there were these personality tests. And I remember being blown away by those personality tests. And this was kind of new back then, cutting edge. And so he begged me to, as I was thinking about growing my firm, don't ever hire anybody without taking this test. Why would you? Why would you hire somebody without giving them a 2-hour test, a 3-hour test? And the guy who gave us our test, he worked out a deal for me, and he says, "Yep, Michael, I'll test your employees for you." And it was a lot of money. It was like $1,000. And that was, but he says, "You're going to avoid making mistakes. This is going to help you avoid making mistakes." So I'll never forget, my first employee, she agreed to take the test, but the test said this is a smart, loyal, hardworking person. And it said, but she doesn't like change and she doesn't like something else. I don't remember what it was, that one. And I said, well, what does this mean? He says, well, if you're going to move her desk, you can't just say, hey, we're moving your desk today. If we're going to change locations of the building, you can't just say we're going to change locations of the building. If you're going to change a process, explain to her why. And she worked with me for over 10, 12 years. And I remember that, and I treated her that way, and I managed her that way. She was on my leadership team, one of those first 3 people on my leadership team. She retired early. She's still one of my dear, dear friends. She moved out to Arizona, and she's a great friend. But from that day on, I was hooked. So I've probably had, 1,000 employees. I have no idea how many, I made that up, over those 20 some odd years. And every single employee, whether you work in my mailroom, you work reception, you work a lawyer, secretary, paralegal, you're taking multiple tests. It weeds out a lot of people who don't want to take the time. And it tells us a lot of insight about people. So I think we make less hiring mistakes. We have very low turnover. Our average lawyer has been here 12, 13, 14 years. I mean, it's high, and people stay. I want people to come here and be here forever. But I make this a fun family atmosphere the best I can. We encourage everybody to be part of our philanthropy and community events. We give everybody lots of swag with our name on it. We give out lots of free food, and we have a whole snack wall at all times, and cappuccino machines and all that kind of good fun stuff. Because when I got fired from that first job, there wasn't a lot of good. It was mostly bad. I learned some good things. I learned how to be a good lawyer, but I also learned how not to treat people.